Imagine waking up to find out your neighbor has a secret key to your house. Not just any neighbor. Mind you, the head of the homeowners association. The one who's been bleeding your family dry with outrageous fees and showing up at your doorstep at dawn with fake crisis notices. She even smirked once, saying she could walk into your home anytime for community safety. You thought your door kept your family safe. You were dead wrong. But what I uncovered about her real scheme, that's when everything flipped upside down. Let me know your worst neighbor story in the comments. But I'm warning humans a doozy. It was 4:30 a.m. on a chilly Thursday in November 2024, in our quiet cul-de-sac in Maplewood, Oregon. I was deep in a dream, something far better than my actual life, when a pounding on the front door jolted me awake. Not a polite knock, but the kind of hammering that screams emergency, like someone's bleeding out or the house is burning down. I stumbled out of bed, heart racing, while my wife, Emily, stayed fast asleep. Our daughter, Ava, with her autism, needs a calm, predictable home, so we're obsessive about keeping things serene. I shuffled to the door in my boxers, squinting against the porch light, and there it was, a glaring orange notice plastered on our front door like we were running a biohazard lab. Critical mold emergency. Immediate evacuation required. I blinked, brain foggy, thinking, what in the world? Our house is spotless. Ava's sensory needs demand it. The worst mold we've got is a forgotten yogurt in the fridge. Standing there, in all her smug glory, was Helen Price, the HOA president and self-proclaimed ruler of Maplewood Estates. She wore that smile, the kind that makes your stomach twist, like she's savoring your misery. "Good morning, Mark," she chirped, way too chipper for delivering what looked like a death warrant. I'm standing there, shivering, thinking, lady, it's 4:30 a.m. Maybe tone down the glee. Then she hit me with it. "We've identified a mold crisis in your home. As HOA president, I have emergency access codes for community safety." Emergency access codes? To my house? My brain snapped awake. "What are you talking about?" I said, trying to sound calm while my pulse hammered. "We don't have mold, and I never gave anyone access to my home." That's when she slid out a glossy invoice from Everclean Mold Solutions for $8,700, demanding payment within 48 hours or we'd face $1,500 daily fines. I stared at the paper, wondering if I'd slipped into some absurd alternate reality. We were already 2 months behind on our mortgage after Emily lost her teaching job in a school budget cut. Ava's therapy costs us $900 a month, non-negotiable, to keep her grounded. So, Helen's $8,700 demand? It was a gut punch we couldn't afford for a problem that didn't exist. "This is ridiculous," I said, waving the invoice like it was radioactive. "The HOA can't force contractors on us." Helen's smile tightened, her gold bracelets glinting under the porch light. "Actually, Mark," she said, her voice dropping to a chilling whisper, "emergency health protocols override standard rules. Some people hide dangerous things behind locked doors, but community safety comes first." The way she said locked doors felt like a personal jab, like my home was her enemy. That's when I knew this wasn't about mold, it was about control. I spent the morning calling Everlock Security, the company supposedly providing these emergency codes. Their response was blunt. "Sir, we never gave the HOA any access codes. That's a huge liability." Boom. Helen was lying through her veneered teeth. But if she didn't have legal access, how was she planning to get into our house? And why? I started noticing things I'd brushed off. Her sleek BMW in our middle-class neighborhood, where most of us drive beat-up minivans. Her push for pricey community upgrades that always funneled to the same contractors. Whispers about neighbors facing sudden liens. Something was rotten, and my accountant's brain started piecing together a puzzle I didn't want to solve. That afternoon, I made a move that changed everything. I installed a Blink security camera. Money was tight, but Emily was all in. "Trust your gut, Mark," she said, adjusting the lens. "She's up to something, and we'll catch her." Emily's teaching instincts document everything became our lifeline. The camera wasn't just for safety, it was for proof. Because I knew Helen wasn't done with us. Digging deeper, I found emails from Everclean Mold Solutions, cross-referencing dates and addresses. The pattern was chilling. Fake mold emergencies hitting other families, all tied to Helen's inspections. This wasn't petty HOA nonsense, it smelled like organized crime. I took my findings to Detective Sarah Lopez, expecting her to brush it off as a neighborhood spat. But Sarah, a 12-year veteran with a kid who has sensory issues, got it. She saw the fake invoices, the email trails, and her face hardened. "This is an HOA overreach," she said, flipping through my folder. "This is potential felony breaking and entering." She opened a case, and suddenly, our suburban drama felt like a crime thriller. Helen didn't back off, she doubled down. Fake county health reports triggered inspections for hazardous conditions that didn't exist. Anonymous complaints flooded my firm, threatening my job. The worst came at Ava's therapy center. Emily was picking her up sacred routine because Ava's stability hinges on predictability. Helen's BMW was parked, deliberately blocking our car, engine idling. She sat there, smirking, as Emily approached, barely containing her rage. "Move your car," Emily said, voice steady but sharp. Helen cracked her window an inch, feigning surprise. "Oh, Emily, I didn't see you there." Emily wasn't buying it. "Ava's out in 60 seconds. Move. Now." Helen's mistake was mentioning Ava. If Mark just complied with safety protocols. Emily cut her off, voice low and lethal. "You're using my autistic daughter to extort us." Helen's mask slipped just for a second, but Emily saw the cold calculation. Parents nearby stared as Emily's voice rose, calling out Helen's scheme. Ava appeared, distressed, flapping her hands. Emily pointed, furious. "Look at what you've done to her." Helen sped off, but the damage was done and so was our resolve. The Blink camera struck gold that night. At 2 a.m., it caught Helen testing neighbors' doors with a keypad Devicino standard HOA tool. Audio picked up her phone call. $700 per compliant house, $1,100 for enforced access. Proof this was about money, not safety. Sarah Lopez's eyes lit up when I showed her. "This is criminal conspiracy," she said. Neighbors started talking. Mrs. Evans reported similar door tests. 2 others confirmed odd incidents. Then I found scratches on our lock, fresh and wrong. Comparing old photos, I realized our lock had been swapped. A trashed invoice from a locksmith, Tom Reed, confirmed it. Master key system, $350, cash. Dated during a day we were out. Tom crumbled when confronted, admitting Helen paid him, claiming it was HOA approved. He revealed 10 families had their locks changed. 10. Sarah's assessment was grim. Felony breaking and entering, fraud, conspiracy. The HOA meeting was chaos. 39 residents, some defending Helen, others furious. I held up Tom's invoice. "This isn't safety, it's a racket." 18 families backed us. 9 stuck with Helen. 12 demanded answers. Mrs. Evans launched a petition for lock security rights, and the tide turned. Sarah planned a sting. We faked a trip to Seattle for Ava's therapy, posting suitcases and updates online. The house was empty, cameras live. Helen took the bait at 8:45 a.m., striding in with her master key, planting fake mold evidence, snapping photos, and calling Everclean. $8, $700 invoice, urgent. We watched from a hotel, Emily's fists clenched as Helen rifled our home. At the emergency HOA meeting, Helen presented her evidence. I walked in with Sarah, tablet in hand. "Care to see when that mold was planted?" I asked. Her face drained as our footage played. Her entry, her fraud, her phone call. The room exploded. Then Emily spotted item stamp 912, a shadow in our hallway. Someone else was there. Helen's final move was desperate. Overheard at the community center, a debt collector demanded $42,000 by noon, or she'd lose her house. She broke in again, muttering, "This has to work." Sarah was waiting. Helen froze, key clattering to the floor, eyes wide as Sarah cuffed her. "You're under arrest for breaking and entering, fraud, extortion." Helen whispered, "Check your email tonight," her smile chilling despite the handcuffs. Relief came, but so did dread. The footage went viral. My accounting blog hit 150,000 followers, and Emily's consulting business soared. Federal charges revealed $160,000 embezzled. 72 families hit across 3 counties. Helen got 4 years, $180,000 restitution, and a lifetime HOA ban. Her prison letter admitted her husband's medical debt and daughter's autism drove her, but she still blamed us for not paying. Then, a package Aravedno return address, a strange master key, and a note. The network's bigger than you know. Was Helen just a pawn? Who was in our house with her? Who sent that key? And what's their next move? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if this gripped you, and subscribe for what's coming. Stay safe, and check your locks.